Finishing things up here in KRONPLATZ. What an awesome race.
Wait a second. Global Trail Guide went racing again? That's right. Just went to the KRONPLATZ Enduro race. I pretty much forgot about this race. I signed up for it months ago. It was the only race at the time that was still happening given COVID conditions. Anyways, let's get into the action. KRONPLATZ is a 2-day enduro race. Unfortunately, things did not start off well in the very beginning of the race. My bike had a malfunction with the rear brake lever and my bike was inoperable. I had to get it to a shop Friday night. I was not able to race the prologue, so Saturday morning I started in very last place because the prologue time counted towards our total time. Saturday morning I went to use my GoPro mount and it had broken on me. So let's jump straight into day 2 at the KRONPLATZ Enduro, where we are racing stage 6, 7, and 8.
When you feel ready, you can go in 5.
Okay.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but we finally have a relatively dry enduro race. I was so excited to have the opportunity to finally race in dry conditions. As you can see, the soil is definitely a little moist. There's some slick spots for sure, especially on the rocks and roots, but I can't complain. It is not actively raining and I'm stoked. These trails at KRONPLATZ are no joke. They were so physical. It pretty much felt like what EWS should have been if it would not have been canceled. It was crazy the amount of riding we did. I'm gonna let you stay focused and check back in a little bit. As you can see, super technical, really physical stages, and this is on the second day of racing. I already have completed 7,500 feet of downhill on the first day that was timed, and I am feeling it for sure. I'm just trying to do the best I can here. I felt really good about how I performed on day 1, just trying to stay smooth and keep it all together.
Rider. All right, on your right. Thank you.
Both stages 6 that we're on now and stage 7 I thoroughly enjoyed. Quite possibly my 2 favorite stages from the weekend. These trails were awesome, super loamy, really fun to ride. Just finished out on 6 and we're gonna head up to 7 and drop in.
Ready?
Yep.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Conditions, as I mentioned, were absolutely perfect, especially on these stages. Relatively fresh trail, able to absorb all the moisture with the green luscious grass that you see next to the trail. So it really made it so that the trail was nice and tacky, gave a decent amount of grip. Just had to watch out for the occasional off-camber root that was trying to throw your front tire out from under you. I felt like I was just riding the best race I've ridden all year by far, quite possibly the best race I've ever raced. I felt really good on the bike, really confident and comfortable, just keeping things smooth and relatively fast. I was excited. If you haven't noticed, KRONPLATZ loves switchbacks. This entire mountain is filled with switchbacks, top to bottom, every single trail just winding back and forth all the way down. Finishing out with stage 7 there, we're gonna head up to the top of stage 8.
Yep.
Final stage, and it is a huge one, starting in this high alpine environment, some nice berms here, and then making our way down into the trees and riding through the forest where it just gets super technical. And this trail really wore me out. By the time we get further down, I'm just going to be suffering. My hands are going to be so tired. All this high-speed chatter up at the top through the mid portion all the way down. It just gets more and more technical as we go. The trail gets steeper, the turns get tighter, and it's so strenuous. I can't explain how physical of a race this Enduro was. As you can see though, it is beautiful. This awesome alpine environment at KRONPLATZ in northern Italy, it just makes for such an awesome venue to host a race. The trails are amazing, the views are unreal, like it was absolutely phenomenal. I had such a great time, and it's really a great way to cap off 2020, a season where we thought we may not have been able to race at all. While we're making our way down stage 8 here, just keep in mind exactly how long I've been riding for, and the fact that I'm cutting in between different sections of trail with the video and not even showing the full top to bottom. It is crazy how long of a stage this was. Now we're really starting to get into the technical section, entering onto some real black diamond trails, technical, physical, some climbing here and there, and oh, it's strenuous.
Rider. Oh, thank you.
Catching another rider, slipping out on some roots right when I get up to him. I pass by him, I start to put a little bit of a gap on him, but shortly after that, I really start to fall apart. My hands are just so tired by this point on the trail, I feel like I can barely hang on anymore.
Oh, I can't feel my hands. Oh, 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 yeah. Ah.
KRONPLATZ KRONPLATZ certainly showed me what Europe has to offer when it comes to their switchbacks and having the technical skill and ability to navigate really difficult turns. I look forward to having friends come out to visit from the United States, and I'm definitely going to be taking them to KRONPLATZ to show them the best of the best of what Europe has to offer. Oh, finally, 50 meters to go, but we're not done with stage 8. This is stage 8A. We had a short untimed section here where I actually ended up making a huge mistake. So right here is an untimed section and my hands were killing me. I stopped to take a break. What I didn't realize, or what I wasn't aware of, is that we only had a minute to drop back in again. I didn't know. I wasted an additional minute and a half here where the clock had already started and the time counted against me. So I took a huge hit for my overall time. It was a massive mistake simply because I just didn't pay attention to the rules well enough. I did get a short moment to rest my hands, so that was nicer near the top, but it didn't take long at all until my hands, I seriously could barely hold onto the handlebars, and if you watch my hands here, you could probably even see I am 2-finger braking because I had no control over my single pointer fingers in trying to modulate my brakes. My hands were completely toast, but I was trying so hard to make it through till the end. I had put together a relatively clean race. I just wanted to cross the line and know that I could finish out the season with a good race performance. Unfortunately, the mistakes I made in the race, it really affected my time, especially because I couldn't race the prologue Friday night with my brake lever issue and then taking that extra minute and a half on stage 8. I ended up finishing about 80th out of 120 riders. If I wouldn't have had the time mistakes and everything else, I probably would have been around 50th, which would have been my best result here in Europe so far, but it's racing. I didn't read the rules close enough. I didn't necessarily have my bike as well maintained as it should have been leading into the race. Nothing I could do about it.
Finishing things up here in KRONPLATZ. What an awesome race. I had so much fun. But holy cow, is this a race. 2 days, 8 stages in total, but really it's like 9 because 8 was split up into an A and a B. Absolutely insane. Just check this out. So total time for the race was 53 minutes and 54 seconds. Absolutely crazy. Yesterday alone was 31 minutes of racing. And then look at stage 8. Stage 8. 16 minutes and 54 seconds. I can't believe it. That's the longest stage by far I've ever done in my life. The next closest was probably when I was racing in Windrock a year or two ago. If I remember correctly, it was like an 11-minute or 12-minute stage. Oh, absolutely brutal. As you guys saw in the video, by the end of it, I was sloppy as heck. I couldn't feel my hands anymore. It was impossible to brake. It was hard enough just to hold on to my levers. I was trying to 2-finger brake, having a really difficult time. But hey, this is the first dry race of the year. It took 3 races until it finally happened, and managed to keep things pretty clean the whole time. No crashes at all, and no major incidents, you know, foot off here and there, but these stages are rowdy, and it's to be expected. So awesome time here in KRONPLATZ. Had an awesome time at this race. Can't wait to go and race it again next year. If you enjoyed this video, guys, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and tell me where to ride next.